Wash hands with soap and water and warm running water. Perform a thorough skin analysis and select the correct products for the client's skin type.
Mm-hmm.
Wash your hands with soap and warm water again.
Mm-hmm.
Remove cleanser from its container in a sanitary manner that prevents contamination.
So here's my cleanser, and I'm going to start by cleansing eyes and lips.
Cleanse the eye and lip area completely.
I'm going to dip my cotton round into a little bit of water. I'm going to put just this little bit of cleanser onto my cotton round. I'm going to grab another cotton round. I'm going to also dip it into a little bit of water, and I'm going to disperse this product amongst the 2 cotton rounds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to this little cotton round, and I'm going to hold her skin taut while I go down, 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 and in. Down, 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 and in. This would be to remove eye makeup. Again, down, 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 and in. Down, 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 and in. All right, I've held her skin taut. I've kept it safe, but I've done the down, 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 in on both eyes. Now these have become trash, and I will either have another bowl empty sitting here that will be my trash, or I will be able to use this trash. It is not open, and so I don't want to touch it in any way, shape, or form, but I am then going to move on to cleansing the lips, and I'm going to again dip my little cotton round into the water. I'm going to again dip it into the cleanser. I'll disperse it across the cotton round. Hold, brace the skin on one side, come in from one side, brace the skin on the other side, come in from the other side. So now I've done all of the cleansing of the lips and the eyes, and this can go into the trash.
Continue this section by cleansing the face by spreading the product upward from the décolleté. So
now what I can do
face.
is I'm not going to use the cleanser anymore. So now I can go into this, and I can actually distribute plenty of cleanser onto my hand. I'm going to then distribute cleanser all across her face, and I'm going to start using these sort of gentle massage movements to distribute product and to start to kind of invigorate the skin with the cleanser. Just massaging it in. Décolleté would be down in this area. Neck, we're going to make sure that we're going to get her neck. And this is why we want so much real estate. I can do a little scissoring sort of motion across the nose. I can do a little bit of a figure 8 around the eyes. But I'm basically going to want to maintain contact with her while I'm with her. What's my next step after cleanse?
Remove the cleanser with a moist towel.
So I'm going to take a couple of my little 4x4s, and I'm going to dip them into my water, remove any excess, and now I'm going to remove cleanser. I may need to use more, but I'm going to attempt to get it done with about 4. Typically speaking, you're going to want to do several rinses with cleanser because you really don't want cleanser to be sitting on the skin while you perform more services. Another 2. Dip into the water, remove the excess, unfold, trying not to drip all over my client. Can't unfold. All right, what's next?
Using either a mechanical or chemical exfoliation treatment. Perform an exfoliation by manner of product direction and description.
So what we're going to use is our glycolic applicators, and we are calling one of these thicker materials our exfoliation product. So I'm basically just going to put my glycolic applicators into the product and get as much as I can onto the glycolic applicators because I can't double dip at any time. So now I've got enough on there and I am going to apply the product and then use the glycolic applicators to dispense across the skin. It's a little bit gooky. Probably if we're going to use the glycolic applicators, we're going to use a thinner, slightly thinner product or a chemical peel. And if it starts to get kind of gooky, you're just going to wrap your little stuff up and keep it in place. And it will depend upon what kind of exfoliation product you're using as to how long this is going to stay on the skin. But probably about 5 to 10 minutes, depending. What's my next step, ma'am?
And then you'll remove the exfoliant with a moist towel or sponges and dispose of the items in the correct manner.
All right, so these are just disposable items. I'm gonna check those in the trash, and I'm gonna ask somebody to grab me my little steam towel. And before I do anything, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to check the temperature on my wrist. Make sure it's not too hot. And typically speaking, I will fold it just like I do the head wrap. Come around here, cover the lips, and then come around to the top and make sure that everything is covered. This is another one of those things. I sit there with my client for a few minutes just to make sure that this is good. This would definitely be what I would use if I were going to remove a manual exfoliation product as opposed to a chemical peel. Not all chemical peels are going to like this. And then at this point, I have a couple of options. There are a few different ways I can take the towel off. I personally use the towel like so. And then I will remove the product gently from my client's skin. Or you can do it a different way, and I will show you what that looks like. Covering, covering, covering. You can roll this up from the bottom and then use it in that way to remove product from the skin. But the key is that we don't have anything dangling and flopping and potentially going to hit her in the face, because that's just not awesome for anybody.
So then we'll perform extractions on any congestion necessary and dispose the implements.
This is where I would have my soiled linens nearby, which is actually behind Carissa. I'm going to set this on this bottom, should be soiled linens. I'm going to set this on the bottom shelf for right now. This is also where, if I'm going to perform extractions, I'm going to put my gloves on. I'm probably going to have my mag lamp close by and handy. And then I am going to take a 4x4, open it up, tear it in half, and open it up a little bit more. And I'm going to use this to be able to perform extractions. And when I go in, now I've got a little bit of padding on my fingertips, and now I can go in and just kind of, it'll be more of a wiggling motion, not really pinching as much as I am sort of trying to push that pressure into the center space from a few different angles so that I can get any kind of congestion that's in there out. All right, so that would be all over the place. Maybe around the nose, especially around the nose. You could do a lot of pressure with that at that point. So there's the end of that. Into the trash these go, along with my gloves. What's next?
You apply toner.
Our toner is a spray toner, and I cover the eyes and spray sort of gently up into the air, let the toner fall onto the client's face. Next.
And then you apply massage product to the face.
Massage product.
And demonstrated affleurage,
Effleurage,
Effleurage, Petrissage,
Petrissage, Tapotment,
and Friction
and
Movement.
Friction. So I've dispensed some product along her face. Effleurage is long, smooth, soft, feathery strokes. Pretty much the same strokes that you would use in the cleansing portion of this. So long, soft, smooth, not a lot of firm pressure, just gentle and soft. And then my next one,
It's Petrissage.
Petrissage is a little firmer, so it's like pinching a little bit more. Kind of hard to perform on a plastic face, but a little bit more of a pinching. I'm going to pinch the skin and use a little bit more friction along the skin. What's next? Tapotment is this. I would probably finish with tapotment because this is a little energizing for the skin. If I wanted to get somebody woken up from a early morning service, I would definitely perform some tapotment on them to make sure that's good.
And Friction Movement.
And friction is kind of like an Indian rug burn. So if you had the little Indian burns, and people would do that on there. So you're really, it's a friction dragging along the skin, a lot more pressure, but really you're pulling the skin around a little bit with the aid of the massage product. All right?
And remove the massage product with the towel.
So we're going to take a 4x4 or 2. We don't need to use a lot of massage product for a facial massage. And I can just go in and just remove the product with a dry 4x4 for her.
And then apply toner again.
What is toner?
Toner corrects the pH. So I'm going to cover her eye. And I'm just going to let it fall onto her face.
What if she had the little cotton iPad?
If she had, well, and that would have been one of the early steps. See, it's not a thing that's required in our list. But if I were going to use cotton iPads, I would get these little half cotton rounds wet and I would place them over her eyes so that they will stick into place a little bit better and they'll stay there. Or you could put toner on them depending upon how sensitive your client is.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Apply appropriate treatment mask formulated for your client's skin.
So now I'm going to use a mask and I am going to attempt to get all of this onto this stick. I like personally to use these sticks for the mask. I think that they work really well. And just depending upon what kind of mask we're talking about, this looks like it's just a soft, not a pack that will dry or get hard. So we just really want it to be dispersed along the face, covering all the necessary areas. This might be a mask that we're using specifically for hydration. And I like for my client, I like to spend a little bit of time doing this because it's kind of pleasant. And the alternative is that they're sitting there without anything happening. I would never in a million years get onto my phone while I was dealing with a client in any way, shape, or form. But I will sit here and kind of play with this mask almost the whole time. So it might be a 10-minute scenario. It might be something that requires a little bit of heat. And so I would take a steam towel and place it over the mask. But for the most part, I think just sitting there with it on the client and performing a little bit of just a little manipulation while the mask is sitting in place is nice. What's after mask?
Remove the mask product with a towel or face sponge and apply toner.
So here they want another towel. At the state board, a towel is not necessary. At this section, a towel is necessary during exfoliation.
Do they have a steamer at State Board?
No.
So we just.
So you're just taking a wet towel,
Okay.
a wet, cold towel, and pretending like it's a thing. So that's that. I'm almost every single time, if I have a disposable product, it's going to go directly into the trash. I'm not collecting it really anywhere, but I am going to use a couple of these 4x4s. It's going to have sat for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or however long this particular mask product is required to sit. I'm going to open up my little 4x4s just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to attempt to remove this product as reasonably as I can. After mask, ma'am? After
Apply
removing?
toner.
Apply toner. It's a lot of toner.
Are you using dry?
Dry. I haven't put anything wet on them because probably if I'm going to remove a mask in the real world, I'm going to have done it with a towel. But we're on a serious towel shortage and I am not going to go that direction with you guys, just to be on the safe side. I'm going to check and make sure that I've kept my little iPads in place nicely. I'm going to make sure that my client doesn't have any product up her nose or too far down on her chin. And now we're on toner, is that right?
Yes.
And again, we're going to cover the eye with the toner. Let the product fall onto her face. Next.
And then we'll apply moisturizers, serums, or eye cream as directed.
So I've got a little bit of moisturizer. I'm not going to have to use too much. It's a moisturizer with an SPF. Dispense onto my hands, dispense across the face, neck, and décolleté, and then just use effleurage to get a little penetration. If I were using a serum, I would use it before I used the moisturizer and SPF.
Close the facial by consulting with the client about aftercare and what products were used.
And what maybe while I'm doing this, I'm saying, you know, I tell you what, today I think one of the best products we can send you home with is going to be the moisturizer and SPF, so on and so forth, whatever kind of things are going on. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to just relax. I'm going to take off her iPads. I'm going to remove her hair, her head wrap, and just lay the towel out so that she's laying there comfortably and she can get up without there being any encumberment. Take off her little body drape and throw it away. Give her a few minutes to get herself together. Tell her I'll be back in 5.